In this video, I'm going to show you the ideal divot position when using a divot board. Now here we see a club come into impact, strikes the ball, and then it'll contact the ground underneath the ball or slightly in front of it. So what that looks like on a divot board would be this. We're striking the ball and the turf together, and the divot extends beyond the golf ball. Now, if you were to strike too far in front of the golf ball or in front of that yellow spot, that's classed as a thin shot. That's where the contact is too far forwards and you're hitting low on the face. Alternatively, if you strike too far behind the yellow spot, that's classed as a fat contact. Once again, if our club contacts the right part, that yellow spot, that is a perfect contact. And you can also see how the divot is in between those two yellow lines. Now, if you were to strike this yellow line, the one that's closest to us, that relates to a toe contact. And if you're to strike too much on the far yellow line, that relates more to a heel contact. And here we see the example of a toe contact where this club has come in and it has struck too close to us. Thus, it's out of the toe of the club. Now, I've mentioned that when we're on grass, the ball is sitting up a little bit away from the ground. And so the contact with the ground will be slightly farther forwards. Obviously, when the divot board is raised up to the level of the golf ball, the ball is resting directly on the surface, that might mean that you see some contact with the ground a little earlier than you would on grass. That's typical, that's normal, that's absolutely fine. So if you're hitting the back edge of that yellow spot, then that's okay. Now you may notice sometimes that the divot points slightly to the left. This is normal as well. And the reason for this is if we strike the golf ball, say we struck the golf ball here, what you'd see is the path of the club at this point is traveling very square. Whereas where we take the divot, this area after the golf ball, that might start to arc back in more to the left because that's just the natural curvature of the swing. This is absolutely fine and normal. So as long as your ball isn't slicing significantly, your left divot is okay. And if it is a big slice, you can use the divot board to straighten the path out too by aiming the divot board in a different direction or just trying to make a swing where the divot points more to the right on the divot board.